Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be discussing the top 10 mistakes that new nail techs make. I decided to make this video because I am on quite a few forums and chat groups, Facebook groups, and basically talking to a whole bunch of nail techs, new and old. Some are studying, some are thinking of studying, and I found that all the questions and all, I guess, the misconceptions of getting into the nail industry and becoming a nail tech are all pretty much the same. So I thought I would jump on, make a quick video and discuss the top 10 mistakes or misconceptions that new nail techs have. So the first, and I feel one of the most important points, is not paying for training or wanting the absolute cheapest training available. The problem with this is you literally get what you pay for. So I have seen courses go for $100 and I've heard of courses going upwards of $4,000 to $5,000, and these courses can range from a matter of weeks to a matter of months. It all really depends. Come on. Look who's interrupted me. Moving on. Oh God, I'm covered. You're all fair. Okay. So back to my original point is you do get what you pay for in these classes. I know unfortunately a lot of us can't afford to just go and spend thousands of dollars on training. I know that's not realistic, but at the end of the day, it is really crucial with who you train with how much they're charging. If they are charging like a couple $100, there's probably a reason for that. And I find that the companies or even the independent instructors who are running these classes, you need to factor in obviously time to put together the course materials. Are they getting you a kit? The time that they spend grading and marking and obviously putting together everything. When we educate, it's not just a matter of booking a date, getting you to turn up on the day, and then training you and teaching you basically whatever comes to mind or sticking to a manual. There is a lot of training, and we put together homework and assessments and exams, and we need to grade your work, and there's a certain level we need to grade all your work on. So please do your research when it comes to training. Find the best one out there that is suitable for you. The way I run my training courses may not be the way that you learn, and that's okay. Do your research, talk to a couple different academies or schools or educators and sort of see how they run the training, and sit down with them and really discuss what you want to get out of it. If you go in there trying to learn off YouTube. I've seen someone who actually runs nail courses via DVDs. So every couple weeks or couple months, I don't know how she does it, but she sends you a DVD and she basically instructs you on what to do. I did have a look at some of those DVDs after I became qualified, and let's just say I was a little bit shocked with the advice that was given. So be careful who you go with. Moving on. Number 2, only wanting to learn nail art. I don't actually teach any nail art in my student classes. I've had quite a few people email me and call me, and they tell me they absolutely love my work. They want to do it exactly the way I do it. The problem with wanting to get into the nail industry just to learn nail art is I feel like you are going to set yourself up not for failure, but for disappointment. I started off in the industry because I absolutely fell in love with all the nail art. I was inspired by celebrities such as Jeffree Star. I was inspired by even nail techs from Melbourne who I looked at and I was like, their nails are absolutely amazing. Where can I go to get my nails done like that? And the few salons I went to didn't even know what nail art was. I would show them a photo with nail foil and they couldn't do it. They didn't know what it was, they didn't know where to get it, and they wouldn't touch it. So I decided to get into it to focus on art. I wanted to do things that I guess. No one else did, but wasn't in a mainstream standard salon that you would walk in. So that's why I got into doing nails. The problem with that is having a really pretty nail that's all sparkly and decorated and it's got heaps of crystals on it is all well and good, and they look amazing for the whole 2 days that they last, and then they start to fall off, and then they start to, I guess, and your clients will come back to you saying they've all popped off. Why? There's no point spending 2 hours doing a really amazing set of nails if they're going to fall off, if they're going to break or snap, or they're not structured properly. There's no point in slapping glitter or, you know, all these embellishments over a poorly structured nail. The reason why we do training and the reason why I don't teach nail art in my classes is I believe, now this is me personally, you need to work on your structure. You need to work on your ratio if you're working with acrylic. You need to work on your structure, where your apex is. Is it well balanced? Is it too thick? Is it too thin? I've been in the industry coming almost a full 3 years now. Is my work absolutely perfect? No, definitely not. Do I have more to learn? Absolutely. Only being in the industry for 3 years, there is a lot I have learnt. My work has improved dramatically since I left school. So I did a 10-week course and I was really excited to get to the nail art part. I was like, okay, this is why I'm here. I want to do nail art. This is going to be really exciting. And we just basically skimmed over it in a 3-hour lesson, and that was it. And it was really disappointing. So I've done a lot of classes, a lot of nail art workshops with amazing nail artists, and I will keep doing them. And one thing I recommend is you don't stress too much about your art. Don't try and do all these incredible fancy designs when you first start, because you're not going to have client retention. Your clients are not going to come back to get that pretty nail art every single time. You are going to have clients that just want French. You are going to have clients that just want a nude. And if you can't hold your own, and if you can't pull off this incredible, amazing nail with absolutely no polish on it, then you need to sort of rethink your training. Not saying you need to rethink your career, you just need to go back, look at what you're doing wrong, because if you can make a completely nude nail with no polish on it, or even just a nude polish, it's fine. If you can make that look really flattering, then you know you are doing your job right. You know you are on the right track and you are doing something right. So definitely look at structure, definitely look at courses that teach you how to put a nail on properly, how to prep the nail, how to make sure you're not getting lifting. I see people who have been doing nails for 6 months and they're still having lifting issues, which is fine. I wouldn't stress too much about having lifting issues 6 months in, but a lot of these people are self-taught. So they haven't actually had someone sit down with them and watch them and say, you're not removing the cuticle properly, there's still shine on the nail, you haven't dehydrated, your prep is all wrong. You need someone to sort of sit down and watch you. And there's only so much you can learn on YouTube. Is YouTube bad for learning nails? No. I've learnt so much on YouTube watching people do nails, but it's all refining techniques. So if you have the basics down, absolutely go ahead and watch all these videos. You will learn from them. If you are learning from scratch via someone on YouTube and you can't actually see what they're doing and how they're doing it and why they're doing it and asking questions, then you're not going to benefit from that. Number 3, eBay. I have seen countless times people buying kits from eBay because they're like $30 or $40. I think the cheapest I saw was like $20, and it gave you everything. It gave you your monomer, it gave you your polymer, it gave you your dap and dish, your files, your tips, your glue, your brush. And I'll be honest, when I first started out, I received a professional kit from the academy I trained with, but I was curious to see the quality difference with a kit from eBay. So I bought both. And I sat there for about 6 hours, I think, the first time I used the kit from eBay, and it took me 6 hours to do 4 nails. And I thought, okay, if I average this out, it's going to take me about 12 hours to do 10 fingers. And we all know that that's not realistic. So I spoke to my trainer and I was telling him about these products, and he's like, yep, it's because all those products have MMA and they're really fast setting, they're really hard to file, and they're not proper cosmetic grade acrylics. Now, if you are not aware, and I really hope that if you are in the industry and you are qualified, that this is not news to you, so you can skip forward to the next point. But all the professional brands have something called EMA, which is the ethyl methacrylate, and this is the cosmetic grade acrylic. It is designed to go on your nails. The stuff that you get on eBay, and unfortunately there's a lot of non-standard salons that you can find at shopping centers and at plazas that use this stuff, is called MMA, and this is the methyl methacrylate, and originally it was used as a dental acrylic to make dentures because it was literally as hard as concrete, and once the dentures had set, the acrylic was completely safe to use in your mouth. Now, in a wet liquid state, it's actually quite dangerous. The fumes are quite toxic, the dust is quite toxic, not to mention that it sets like concrete, and you do not want anything that sets like concrete on your nails, because once you break them, they have adhered to your nails so well that instead of just lifting and coming away like regular acrylic should under trauma, it actually just rips your whole nail off. And I'm guessing a lot of us have seen the damage that comes from that. So do a little bit of research on MMA, why you should never buy acrylics or eBay kit just to practice. Probably the worst thing you can do, because the setting times, the ratios, the way that those acrylics file is completely different to the proper professional products that you can buy. So there is a reason why we have professional products that cost us $300 versus acrylics, the same quantity of acrylics that we can probably buy for $30. When I tell a lot of my clients what my acrylics cost, they just look at me like, because I think it's really cheap. They see everything on eBay and they just assume that we buy all our products from there, and they're not the same. They're definitely not the same. So do not buy eBay kits or kits from Amazon just to practice with. You are probably going to end up doing more harm than good. So start the right way, buy a professional kit, and you're already well on your way to becoming a nail tech. I guess that was sort of number 3.3 and 4.